So this is the final part of the tutorial for Link's Awakening for Switch any percent. We just got the Frolic Song of Soul, so now let us collect the rooster. So we're gonna warp back here. And this is where the run really starts to get crazy, because once you have the rooster kind of opens up a whole new world for you. If you can figure out a way to do rooster early, the community will probably make you a hero. So you want to push this bird statue out of the way. And play the song. From here, you don't need to warp anywhere, you can just leave. So, this trick coming up is quite difficult, although recently me and another runner by the name of Nolan kind of came up with a consistent way for us to do it. People like Samurai Man and Tej, they won't even do a setup, they'll just kind of wing it, and they get it a lot of the times, which is wildly impressive. No new runner is going to do that. So, I will show you what I do, and it works very well for me. So you come over here to this ladder. If you don't know how to air climb, I'll give a very, very, very brief tutorial. If you're still confused on it afterwards, I have an actual tutorial video on it, so you can check out my channel and find it. But basically how you air climb is you get the rooster on the edge of the ladder, you jump and you press forward so that you're on the edge of the ladder, but you're still standing there. You pick up the rooster, and you ever so slightly, barely tap forward. You're going to start to slowly drift towards the ladder, and then Link is going to dip down and kind of glitch into the ladder. The exact moment that happens, you want to hold up. And that is how you do it. So it should look like this. Okay, I messed it up. I pressed up too early. You kind of have to anticipate when you're going to glitch out, because if you press it too late, it won't work. So that's what it looks like. So now I'm on an invisible ladder. I'm actually going to cancel this air climb because I didn't set up the trick. So what I do to make this more consistent, because basically depending on a lot of variables, how you set up the air climb will change the camera positioning, which makes visual cues like lining up the bird's beak with something, it makes it very inaccurate. So the way to make it as accurate as possible is to set up the air climb and inch forward a little bit, because the glitchy re-grab on the ladder happens at a certain coordinate on the ladder. So by moving forward, we're going to reach that glitchy spot sooner. The sooner we reach the glitchy spot, the better. And I'll show you why. So that was alright. We reached it pretty soon. From here, you need to kind of guess where the top of the invisible ladder is. But if you did the setup well enough and you were close enough to the glitchy spot and you got the air climb very quickly, it's not good to guess, because if you are wrong, you might fall off the top of the ladder, or if you're too low, you won't make it on top of the invisible wall. So what I do is I just like to line up my beak with the line on the wall. Once I reach here, I prepare to do the trick. And what you do is you jump, and the exact same time that you jump, you want to hold upright on the analog stick. Then, after like half a second, you want to switch to holding full right, and then throw the rooster. You should land on the invisible column coming out of, let me see if I can get a very useful video up. I'll actually show you really quickly. So this is what the trick looks like. So this is what it should look like. You move forward, you get the glitchy regrab quickly, you line it up with the crack on the wall, and you land on this invisible pillar that is right there. So you kind of want to land on this invisible pillar coming out of the corner. This video will help you much more if you can't get it. It explains a lot about it. This is also on my channel, so yeah. So I'm just going to try and get the trick so we can continue on to D8. So that can happen. It's honestly a very hard trick. So that's what it's supposed to look like. That's a very hard trick. It honestly can be a run killer if you get really stuck and you just can't do it. But if you practice it enough, it should get much more consistent. From here, you're going to want to wake up the Turtle Rock mini boss at the start of the dungeon. And this is generally how you're supposed to fight him. You just want to bomb arrow him 3 times at the very start, and then double spin slash him when he lunges at you, and yeah. Okay, okay. I totally messed up. The reason why the second bomb arrow didn't have a bomb attached to it was because the first bomb was already on the screen. So ideally you want to hit him 3 times at the very start with the bomb arrow. From here you want to double spin slash him and then hit him in the head. You can also hit him with a jumping spin slash as he's moving his head from right to left. But I don't really do that. I'm not very good at landing those hits. So here, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to enter the dungeon, equip some magic, and kill this guy in 1 hit. From here, you're going to want to save the game. Because if you mess this up more than a few times, you're screwed. So you want to save the game in case you ever mess up. Then you're going to equip a bomb arrow, and you're going to kill these guys. So first, let me explain the setup and how the trick works. So you want to enter in fully from the right side, and while this cutscene is happening, you're holding dash and you're holding left. So as soon as you can move, you instantly start dashing to the left. You bonk off the wall, and while you're bonking, you buffer down right, so that as soon as the bonk is over, you're instantly going to start moving down and right, like that. Now, let's see, can I zoom in on, I can't really zoom in on YouTube videos. There is a certain frame, this is a frame perfect trick. It's right there. When Link's sword, oh my goodness, I just realized that my monitor wasn't showing. Okay, I'm just going to go back a second to show what I'm talking about. So you want to enter all the way from the right side. You dash buffer left, you buffer down right, and then on this frame, you want to fire a bomb arrow. It's frame perfect. It's the frame that the tip of Link's sword is touching the tip of the doormat. This is the exact 1/60th of a second frame that you want to shoot the bomb arrow. If you do that, you will get warped to the end of the dungeon. Apologies for not switching my OBS display to the monitor while I was explaining that, but it should have been clear that second time around. So let's try this right now. I doubt I'm going to get it first try being as rusty as I am, but let's see. So, I got it first try. It's frame perfect. It's going to take some practice. As you do it more, you'll get more used to the timing. But it's really not that bad. People are very intimidated by that trick. And for example, I infinitely prefer that trick to AK skip. Because even if you mess it up, you can just leave the room and re-enter. For example, in my PB, I got it on my second try. So you can see I miss it. He grabs me, he throws me, and you can just leave and re-enter. So it's really not that bad. From here, you want to travel over here. The rooster is not going to keep up with you, so there's a little thing you can do here where if you pick this up and walk into it. Okay, I guess I'm literally in the warp, but guess not. If the rooster's not on screen and you step into the warp, the rooster will teleport behind you, so it kind of makes the rooster speed up. Here, you want to pick up the rooster and head off this cliff going down left. So, like that. So you land on these rocks. From here, you jump across the rocks like so, and then you want to dash across. Okay, I'm happy I didn't die. So the reason why we're doing this is because since we skipped getting rid of the waterfall when we did AK skip, there's still a waterfall blocking us. So we can't go the normal route. I guess you can't even see it. But you can't go the normal route of walking past this waterfall since the waterfall is still there. So instead, we need to go behind everything and then come out over here. So how you do that, is we're gonna kind of do a pseudo air climb. By the way, if you get on this ladder, the boulders will start coming again. However, if you push the bird there and then you jump backwards slowly like this, the boulders don't come. So here you pick up the bird and you just hold forward and you're gonna fall through the ground. You can throw the bird, let go of him. So now we're underground. Here, now we're underneath the floor. You just hold forward. And now we're on the mountain. Very easy. So now there's a gigantic invisible wall over here. If we try to jump over it, we can't. There's a really tall invisible wall. So you want to stand this rock right here that I'm kind of pointing to. It's kind of disjointed. So like if I'm standing like I'm hovering above it a little bit, like here. And so we're also at a good height to jump over the invisible wall now. So you want to buffer, you want to dash and then mash jump so that you jump as soon as possible. And so I missed it there. It's not that bad of a trick. You can actually be a little bit more to this side like this. And then... Jeez. Okay, the reason why that didn't work, actually, there's a very solid reason, and it's a good learning experience, actually. It's because I was holding L when I landed, so I tried to dash right away. And then I got stuck. So, as soon as you land, you want to just jump again. Like that. And you won't get stuck. That's actually the first time I've ever been stuck there. So it's not a common occurrence. That was just me being dumb and holding L when I shouldn't have been. So now we need the key for D7. Which we are getting right now. So you can jump across these holes, but if you do, you're running the risk of losing a lot of time. So just be smart and safe, and unless you're a god like Tej or Samu, just fly across. Now here we're going to load our autosave just to get back to the start quicker. We're going to go straight down, and we're going to set up an air climb. And this air climb is pretty precise, actually. So I'm just going to do the trick, and I'm going to explain afterwards what I did. So really quickly, let me just explain what I did. I do the air climb, and right here, I well, it's important that as soon as the air climb ends, you start holding down right. So you can see me kind of second guessing myself and going down a little bit there. So the second the air climb ends, you want to hold down right, and then right before Link's body passes over this wall, like there, you want to switch from down right to right. So you go up, down right, and then right around here, you go full right. And you should land on the wall. It's very tricky, but if you do it enough, you should get the hang of it. From here, we're just going to set up one more simple air climb. This one is not precise at all or difficult. You just do the air climb. You fly into this gap. You're going to fall through the floor, but it's all good because the game teleports you back up. And now let us begin D7. So immediately upon entering, we're going to go to the right. So here we're going to do a trick called skewing. So as you can see, Link can only face 8 directions, you know, north, south, west, east, northwest, etc. But if you jump in the air and press it slightly, you can see that now Link's facing an angle that's not one of those 8 directions. You can face intermediate angles. You can face, you know, weird angles that you're not supposed to be able to face. So we're going to do that over here. You want to walk into this corner, face down right, and then jump, and then I like to very ever so slightly press down in midair and swing my sword. And then I use my visual cue that I'm going to explain to see if this is good. So this should be perfect. How I know is that I'm looking at the ghostly charged sword aura coming out of my blade. And if you can see the sword at all, it won't work. And if you can barely see the aura, it won't work. You want to see this nice little triangle, almost like a sideways triangle of aura coming out from the side of the block. And that's when you know you're in a good position. So then here you just take out your bomb and arrow, your bomb and arrow, or your bow and arrow and your bomb, and you shoot, and you will skip the entire dungeon. So mirror shield's in here. We don't need it. We don't care about the mirror shield. Gotta hit this. And this is a very hard trick that we're about to do. You want to be at, like, I think 3 hearts will work, but I think you don't want to have, oh, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. I'm actually not sure what I should be good at 1 heart, but just to be safe, I'm gonna grab a heart, because 2.5 hearts will work. He's gonna hit you with a bomb, this Hinox, and it's gonna do 1 heart, and then so yeah, you need to die during this setup essentially. But I like to kill these guys to make this setup easier. You can do it with these guys still alive, but I just like to kill them. So this is the setup. TGH has a very good video on this setup, so I won't go extremely into detail. But if you want to get better at this trick, TGH will set this up. Also, there's 3 frames you can get when you do this trick. 2 of them send you to before the final boss, and 1 of them sends you to the instrument room. So ideally, you want to aim for the one that sent you to the instrument room, but you can also get sent to the final boss. If I get sent to the final boss, I'm just going to beat the final boss and beat the dungeon, but I'll show you what it looks like if you to get sent to the instrument room afterwards. So you want to be against this wall and then hold left and dash, bonk. Then you want to hold upright and dash and bonk. But you have to do it kind of in one fell swoop, so I'm gonna start over. So left, bonk, upright, bonk, left, So now we leave the room again, and we come back. So now we do this. So I'm going to get sent to the final boss right now. And I'll explain what happened. Whoa, that was really weird. That actually is... My setup must have been off by a very small fraction because you're not supposed to be sent there. You're supposed to be sent exactly where the boss is standing. But I'll explain the trick after I fight the boss, I guess. Actually, I'll just explain it right now. So you bonk off the wall, bonk off this wall. This little rub that you do against the corner here is actually what makes the trick work. So you rub against the corner, it sets your X position perfectly. You leave, and then you come back and you just hold down left. So here I'm just going to move down left. Boom. So that's the right position. Then you're going to wait for the fade. It's going to fade out. It's going to, or zoom out, I mean, and you're going to take control of Link. As soon as you have control of Link, you're going to shoot your arrow at the Hinox. This forces him to throw a bomb. While you're shooting the arrow, you're going to hold L and up. Don't press it after you throw the arrow because then the setup will be wrong. You need to buffer it perfectly. You need to shoot the arrow, and while Link is shooting the arrow, you need to hold up and dash. So I shoot the arrow, and then the first frame the arrow animation is done, I start dashing up. So then you dash. Then, once you are done, you bonk. You're going to hold left. Not dash left, just hold left. At some point before he starts moving, you want to swing your sword. So you can see, let's watch that again. Go up, swing my sword, and then you shoot the bomb arrow. And that's how you do it. Alright. Alright. I just realized my monitor has been up this whole time instead of the gameplay. So I apologize. The only thing you missed was the Evil Eagle fight, which is pretty easy. It's really easy. And that's it. So I just beat the dungeon and I just came out. That's where I am right now. I apologize for not showing that. It's really not bad at all. It's not something necessary to be seen. In fact, you may even like that this, even though this final part of the tutorial is very long, you might like that it just got shortened a little bit because I'm gonna edit that out. So now we just need to go to D4 to finish up the final dungeon that we haven't beaten yet. And we will be on our way to the final fight. So we're going to take the warp. We're going to go down, and then left, and then down, and then left. So it's pretty easy to remember where to go here. So here, we want to shoot a bomb arrow at these, this block on the corner. So that breaks those pots. From here, we want to dash jump and land on the stage. So that skips a decent amount of the dungeon. It skips getting a small key, which is very useful. And this fish is very easy, very fun. He's got a great name, one of the best designed names in the entire series. Piranha Killer. Oh, I was not paying attention. So him, you can double spin slash by pointing the sword straight forward and spin slashing right before he gets to you. So, not too bad. So I have more than enough hearts. I've been grabbing all the hearts in every dungeon, which honestly, as you get better at the game, you won't need to do. But I've been doing it just because this is the tutorial. But I have more than enough hearts for the final fight. So, let's head off to the egg. So, now that we're here, we can warp to Dompe's hut. Boris's Hoop Day. So, a lot of cutscenes are about to happen. For the sake of this video, I think I'm just gonna edit out the next minute. So yeah, I'll see you guys right before I enter the egg. All you need to know is that you need to play the Frog Song of Soul right here, and that's it. Oh my god, did I say Frog Song of Soul? I'm an idiot. I meant Ballad of the Windfish. Okay, we're good. My bad. See you guys in a minute. So, now we are ready to enter the egg. Before we enter the egg, let's consult our handy dandy cheat sheet and look at our pattern. So our pattern for this seed is left, 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 up, right, right, up, up. So, let's see if our RNG manipulation worked. And I know that it did because I've played this game enough. So, we're going to go left, left, left. Is it up, up? No, it's up, right, right, and then up, up. So, that's why we do the RNG manipulation at the very start of the run with the -1 minute timer. So from here, I'm going to try and explain each phase as it's happening, but they go by pretty quickly. So, for the most part, it's pretty self-explanatory, though. So the first phase, you want to just hit him with the magic powder. A lot of times. So he pretty much always spawns above you the first time, and then the rest of the times are pretty random. So for phase 2, the first one's always going to be a normal fireball, but then the rest have a chance to be an unblockable blue ball. So what you can do is you can time it, and right before he shoots the orb, you can do jumping slashes. And I'll show you, if hopefully he shoots one blue ball so you can see why. So if he shoots a blue ball, you won't reflect it back, and you'll jump over it and not take damage. So that's why it's good. I jumped too late there, so it hit me. But that's why it's good to do the jumping strat. Because if it's a real fireball, you'll hit it back. If not, you won't. For this strategy, as soon as so there's two strategies. You can either only do spin slashes, which is quicker but harder, in my opinion, or you can just mash normal swings, which is what I do, which is a little bit slower. So as soon as his face appears, you want to spin slash him. And then from here, I just mash this. And he dies. So here's Ganon. So I'm going to try to do the Ganon quick kill. If I miss it, I will show an example of it afterwards. But what you want to do is, well, there's also two methods. You can either hit him with 2 spin slashes and then dash through him once, or 1 spin slash and dash through him 3 times. It's more lenient if you spin slash once. It's a tighter timing with 2. But neither is really hard. So you should do whatever is more comfortable for you. So I'm going to show what that looks like right here. So I don't actually, okay, I'll talk about that in a second. Here you just spin slash this 4 times. So either I'm wrong and you just have to dash through him twice, or I think I like double hit him or something and made him die with only 2 dashes. So for Deathel, the final phase, until you've hit him 4 times, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So now, so basically before you want to jump over his, like when you've hit him only once or twice, you want to jump over his arms like that. But then once you've hit him 4 times, you can just stand in one spot and jump. That's the marker for how fast his arms are going. So you shoot him 10 times, and you've done it. You beat the game. Shoutouts to my main man, Wally, the biggest Zelda fan I know. Seriously, the dude is... He's probably beaten every Zelda game that's ever come out 1,000,000 times. Anyway, there you go. You've beaten Legend of Zelda, Link's Awakening for the Switch very quickly if you follow this tutorial. Congratulations. I hope that this tutorial has helped you. If you have any questions, I always respond to my YouTube comments pretty much right away or the same day. So I'll be there to help you. If you need help with a certain trick or glitch that I didn't cover as in depth as you would have liked, I would highly recommend joining the Link's Awakening speedrunning Discord, which can be found on speedrun.com. You go to Link's Awakening for Switch, and on the left side it'll say, actually I'll just show you. You can go to speedrun.com. You can, I'm just going to find Link's Awakening through my profile because that's how I do it. Someone beat my time. I'm kind of mad. Oh, it's Shira. Good shit, Shira. Nice, nice time. That's really good. And you click on Discord, and that's how you join the Discord. So yeah, I highly recommend joining the Discord to ask for help with certain tricks. And yeah, best of luck to you on your any % endeavors. And let me know if you guys have any questions. Bye-bye.